The Empire threatened Earth reaches its dramatic climax when Colonel Min, piloting the F-32 Alpha fighter, activates the experimental quantum compass technology in a desperate gamble. After dropping a micro-nuke into the Surre flagship's engine compartment, his damaged craft is nearly consumed by the explosion before the compass creates a slipstream, saving his squadron and turning the tide of battle against the once invincible alien armada. The endless blue of Earth stretched below, dotted with magnificent floating cities suspended above clouds, their gleaming surfaces reflecting sunlight. In the year 2174, humanity had expanded throughout the solar system, establishing colonies on Mars, Venus, and the moons of Jupiter. The orbital defense grid formed a protective web around Earth, while research vessels regularly departed and returned, giving the illusion of perfect peace. But Colonel Luong Min knew better. Standing at the viewport of the Horizon space station, he studied the tactical display showing the approach vector of the Surre diplomatic shuttle. His weathered face remained impassive, but his mind raced with calculations. The Surre Empire, an ancient power that once dominated dozens of star systems, was in decline, torn by civil war. Yet their elite fleet remained formidable, ruthlessly destroying any emerging threat to their dominance. "Colonel Min, the Surre envoy has docked," announced his communications officer. Min nodded, adjusting his Earth Coalition uniform. At 45, he carried himself with the dignified bearing of a career military officer who had led the Black Tiger F-32 squadron through numerous defensive operations for the Asian Alliance. His short black hair was graying at the temples, and fine lines marked the corners of his eyes, evidence of burdens carried too long. "Inform Commodore Reyes. I'll meet the envoy personally." As he strode through the station's corridors, Min's thoughts drifted to Dr. Dang Huyen, his ex-wife. Their divorce 6 months ago had been amicable but painful. Two people who loved each other, but whose paths had diverged. While he chose to defend humanity through military service, she pursued peace through science and diplomacy. Her face appeared in his mind, intelligent eyes, determined expression, and that rare smile that once belonged only to him. The conference room doors slid open. Commodore Marcus Reyes was already present, his imposing figure clothed in the dark blue uniform of the Earth Coalition fleet. Next to him stood the person who still made Min's heart skip, Dr. Dang Huyen, lead physicist for the Space Earth Coalition strategy. Her presence was unexpected, but not unwelcome. "Colonel," she acknowledged with a professional nod, though her eyes conveyed more. Before Min could respond, the opposite door opened to reveal Ambassador Selena Kaur of the Surre Empire. She entered like a cold wind, her silver-blue skin shimmering under the lights, elongated eyes assessing everyone present. Her ceremonial armor gleamed with embedded technology far beyond Earth's capabilities. "I speak for Emperor Rain," she announced without preamble. "Earth has no right to independent existence. Surrender to the Surre Empire, or face destruction. If you refuse, the Morthal fleet will annihilate your defensive systems." Min stepped forward. "Earth has established solid alliances with the Titan and Perseus colonies. We have nothing to surrender." Selena's eyes narrowed. "Your choice has been noted." Without further discussion, she turned and exited, leaving a chill in her wake. "That went well," Reyes remarked dryly. Huyen approached Min. "You know this isn't just about diplomacy anymore. Our orbital sensors detected unusual activity near the Kuiper Belt last week." "The Surre wouldn't attack without warning," Min said, though uncertainty tinged his voice. "They just did warn us," Reyes countered. "We're activating the Vanguard Shield Protocol. Your Black Tiger Squadron needs to be ready within 12 hours. 12 hours later, the space monitoring systems blared with alerts. Min was rushing toward the command center when his communications device chirped with an urgent message from Huyen. "Min, check the deep space monitors. The signature's approaching. They're not what we expected." The command center was a flurry of activity when Min arrived. Reyes stood before the main display, his face tense as he issued orders. All combat squadrons to battle stations. We have multiple unidentified objects approaching from the dead zone. Sir, Min said, studying the displays. These signatures don't match Surre propulsion patterns. There's no trace of their characteristic green or red torch flares. As tactical officers worked frantically to identify the approaching vessels, a secure communication arrived from Earth Space Command. Min's authorization unlocked the message. Colonel Min, be advised. An unknown vessel identified as the Keluth Edge Particle Sweep Force made contact before Surre. Their message? Prepare. Surre is coming, but wait. We have another surprise. Sir, called a sensor operator. Visual confirmation of approaching vessels. The main screen flickered to life, and a collective gasp filled the command center. Instead of the dreaded Surre warships, they saw the unmistakable silhouettes of Earth's own warships, the Atlas, Titan, and Prometheus, approaching in defensive formation. What the hell? Reyes muttered. Those ships should be docked at Titan Station. Another secure message arrived. This one from the Surre Watch, a group of interplanetary scientists led by Huyen. They had intercepted intelligence revealing that the Surre Empire had been training a tyrannical force called the Dark Legion in the Oit-Phi region. But this force had been overthrown by a secret alliance of planets beyond Perseus. Using this intelligence, the Pentagon and Space Command had secretly deployed Earth's three largest battleships, Atlas, Titan, and Prometheus, from Titan's shipyards to reinforce Earth's defenses. If these ships dock at Luna Station by tomorrow morning, Reyes said, we'll have a tactical advantage. But Surre is still coming. Min exchanged glances with Huyen, who had just entered the command center. Earth's nightmare hasn't reached its terrifying moment of destruction, he said quietly. Instead, we're standing on a thin line of hope. Our Navy is ready to meet Surre, but they don't know that the truth is even more complicated. At Luna Station, Min personally assumed command of the Joint Command Center. Officers from the United States, China, the European Union, and the Interplanetary Federation gathered for an emergency meeting. Commodore Reyes addressed the assembled leaders. The Atlas, Titan, and Prometheus fleet will perform the primary mission, stopping Surre's advance at the Kuiper Belt. The Black Tiger Squadron will accompany them, providing escort and reconnaissance. Internal tensions were running high. The Surre ambassador had appeared on the Interplanetary Peace Forum broadcast to issue threats. Earth's population was panicking. Some believed in the motto, if Surre has any honor, they will never attack directly. But most were hoping for support from the outer colonies. As Min prepared to board his ship, he caught sight of his son, Lieutenant Luong Fong Min, watching from a distance. The boy's face, though at 22 he was hardly a boy anymore, was torn between hope and fear. Min reminded himself, this time, I must give everything because Earth isn't just my homeland. It's my family. The F-32 fighters launched from the Tianhe spaceport, accelerating into the darkness of space. The plasma engines roared as Earth's blue sphere receded behind them. Min received his orders. Maintain distance from the fleet. Await further instructions. Surre expected to appear within 48 hours. As they approached the rendezvous point, communications intercepted direct transmissions from the Surre Empire. The Morthal fleet had split into two groups. The first was heading toward Jameson's Belt, Kuiper Belt, to intercept the Atlas fleet. The second was moving directly toward Earth's defensive grid, the zone of 36 energy cannon stations. In deep space, Min and his Black Tiger squadron detected 5 Surre Crimson Viper destroyers attempting to outflank the Atlas fleet. Black Tiger squadron, engage sluice formation, Min ordered. Protect the command ship Titan at all costs. The space battle erupted with terrifying intensity. The Black Tiger fighters weaved through laser fire and cruise missiles, their formation protecting the larger vessels. Min's tactical insight kept them one step ahead of the Surre attacks. But his squadron nearly lost formation cohesion when a particularly bold counterattack from Commodore Reyes drew heavy fire. Amidst the chaos, Min questioned himself. Have I been wrong to believe that strength and technology alone are enough? Earth civilians believe in peace while we wage war. On Earth, Huyen sat at her control station, anxiety gnawing at her. If Morthal stops the Atlas fleet, they'll breach the Kuiper Belt, opening the way for Surre to destroy our defense systems. She glanced at an old photo of herself with Min, remembering their philosophical debates about peace and war. The Black Tiger Squadron successfully defended the Atlas fleet, but reconnaissance units detected another large Surre vessel, the Crescent Hammer, approaching Earth. Min ordered a temporary retreat to regroup, but he knew in his heart, this wasn't just a battle for physical space, but for the spirit, will, and ideals of humanity. At Luna Station, the Atlas Fleet and Black Tiger Squadron regrouped with over 20 private corporate space vessels. Commodore Reyes called a tactical meeting. Our main objective is to intercept the Surre Crescent Hammer at the Earth Support Zone, where our military resources are concentrated. We'll implement Project Aegis Freeze, creating an iceberg formation of warships moving in triangular patterns to limit Surre's firepower while launching strategic EMP missiles. Min presented on behalf of the Alliance. We can't just wait for Surre to attack. The greatest chaos often occurs before the turning point appears. I propose the Black Tiger Squadron exploit attack game theory to force Surre to divide their forces, an idea based on military probability theory. During preparations, Huyen received a second secret mission, revealing the quantum compass technology, an invention enabling temporary narrow spatial microjumps. Huyen and her team of scientists debated late into the night. The compass is still experimental. The risk of space-time membrane rupture is high. But without it, we lose our superior mobility advantage, and Surre will block us again. She accepted the danger, encoded the quantum compass core, and delivered it to Min for integration into the F-32 Alpha, the pioneer fighter capable of breaking through the Surre storm. On the eve of the decisive battle, Min returned to the supply base at Luna Station and met his 8-year-old son, Fong Min. They had a brief conversation. Do you know Dad is doing this to protect Earth and your future? Fong was both proud and fearful for his father. Luna Station's artificial moonlight illuminated Min's thoughtful face. Can I successfully deploy the quantum compass in combat? If I fail, the entire Black Tiger Squadron and the Alliance fleet will be devastated. In the silent darkness of space, the most daring decision was about to unfold, to awaken humanity's turning point of hope. The Alliance fleet arranged itself in a massive triangular formation, racing toward the vicinity of Checkpoint 47 near the Kuiper Belt. The Surre Crescent Hammer and Dark Legion surrounded them from 4 directions. Min led the Black Tiger Squadron, 12 F-32 fighters equipped with quantum compass, slipping through the laser weapons smokescreen, heading directly towards Surre's main firepower. In the first phase of the attack, Min activated the quantum compass to create a super transit microjump portal, appearing at the flank of Surre's triangle. The initial diversion succeeded. F-32 Alpha launched EMP charges, disabling 3 layers of Surre energy shields. The Surre fleet panicked, their automatic Aegis defense system switching to comprehensive defense mode. At this moment, the Black Tiger Squadron withdrew to allow the Alliance fleet to launch the main attack. The direct confrontation unfolded as the Atlas, Titan, Prometheus, and a series of private destroyers, Bravo, Orion, Vega, plunged into the midst of the Surre fleet. The Prometheus carrier, loaded with enormous plasma cannons, exploded, creating shockwaves that forced Surre to spread their formation. F-32 Alpha, Min, pushed through 2 attack layers, finally approaching the command ship Crescent Hammer. Min dropped a micro-nuke into the main engine compartment, causing 5 consecutive devastating explosions. In an instant, F-32 Alpha was blinded by the explosion light, disrupting its systems. Min lost contact with his teammates. He struggled in the cockpit, trying to escape the shockwave field, while hearing Hu Yen's encouragement through the radio. Min, remember your promise to our son, protect the future, have confidence. Min thought to himself, if I die here, what becomes of the Earth Coalition's strength? He managed to activate the backup system, guiding the F-32 out of the triangle of fire, launching his final air-to-air missile. In the final moment, when he thought destruction was imminent, F-32 Alpha successfully activated the quantum compass, creating a slipstream that helped the entire Black Tiger squadron avoid the explosion. Below, the Surre fleet had lost its command point and was demoralized. The Alliance destroyers quickly isolated and defeated each remaining vessel. Min and the Black Tiger squadron appeared suddenly amid the broken formation, shooting down the last 3 escort ships, forcing Surre to retreat. The black sky gradually dispersed the flames, the final explosions fading away. Commodore Reyes issued the order. All units return to Earth immediately. Prepare to welcome our heroes. Min sat in the F-32 Alpha cockpit, watching plasma streaks pass through the window. He felt both relieved and emotional. A victory, but the price was many colonies and thousands of lives. At the Emergency Interplanetary Alliance Congress on Orbital Unity Station, the President of the Space United Nations, Secretary General Hera Bellows, declared, "We have defeated Surre, but now is the time to build lasting peace." Colonel Min was invited to the podium, greeted by thunderous applause. He spoke briefly. This victory wasn't just due to the power of weapons, but to the spirit of unity, science, and human will. We must now seek dialogue with the remnants of Surre. After the Great Battle, Min returned to Earth, reuniting with his ex-wife Huyen at the Skybridge Senate. They looked at each other in the night glow of the city beneath the ocean of clouds. Huyen said softly, "I was afraid you wouldn't come back." Min looked deep into her eyes. "You've always been the motivation that kept me from giving up." They kissed, healing old wounds. He had once sacrificed personal love for his career, while she had wanted to encourage peace hovering between guns. They decided to reunite, working together on the high-level diplomatic project Dawn Accord, aimed at rebuilding relations with the remaining Surre systems. The organization XEPHO, Chaotic Rebel Processor, a group of Earth veterans once deceived by Surre, expressed gratitude and proposed establishing a new space defense alliance to guard against any future threats. Min, Reyes, and Huyen considered. XEPHO's presence could create a new military organization, but it needs oversight to avoid repeating similar mistakes. Invasion, absolute power, then war again. Huyen's scientific team studied the aftermath of the space-time displacement on F-32 Alpha. They discovered that the quantum compass had created a small disappearance streak at the slipstream residue, with the risk of a space hole if used extensively. This information forced leaders to consider whether to disclose or conceal it. They decided to establish an Interplanetary Technology Verification Committee to ensure the quantum compass wouldn't be misused. Min looked at Sky City from the balcony, with Huyen and Fong Min beside him. All were smiling, but concerns about the future remained. Without Surre today, what would the future be like? Will humanity continue to use the quantum compass to abuse power? The scene slowed. Sunlight shone through Sky City's triple-layered glass, creating brilliant plasma rainbows. Min's concluding thought echoed, "We won the battle, but the journey to protect peace has only begun." 1 year later, Earth and colonies like Titan, Callisto, and Ganymede had become members of the Interplanetary Union. Min and Huyen respectively held leadership positions in the Global Space Security Agency, GSSA, and the Intergalactic Peace Strategy Institute, Fong Min was now a famous young lieutenant, a role model for youth. At the Interplanetary Council Tower, illuminated with lights, delegates from various planets attended a meeting. Huyen read the report, 5-year reconstruction, peace assessment, from Surre to Interplanetary Day. At the GSSA Research Center, Min witnessed positive consequences. The Titan project leader successfully tested a space logistics center based on quantum compass technology to transport supplies from Earth to colonies in seconds. However, a warning was issued. Without strict regulations, the quantum compass could be converted into a strategic weapon, destroying any target across multiple star systems. This double-edged warning implied excellent technology for peace, but also a threat if it falls into the wrong hands. A radio signal from the outer region of Proxima Centauri reported a new threat. A Xeno-Dravari species federation was observing Earth's recovery, hiding in a triangle of 3 star systems, 4.24 light-years away. Experts met urgently. Are we ready to face a new threat from outside, or will a new arms race begin? Hesitation filled the room. Min sat silently, remembering Selena Kor's words before she withdrew. If we knew how to win, we would never seek true peace. In an introspective scene, Min stood before a map of the solar system and interstellar routes, thinking, if, not long from now, the Xeno-Dravari Federation actually appears, can Earth and the Interplanetary Union cope? Or must we engage in the cycle of war, peace, war? Meanwhile, he looked at Huyen, who was adjusting her presentation on the multiverse peace doctrine, a theory she and her colleagues believed would help humanity escape the destructive spiral through knowledge, dialogue, and compassion. Ming, Huyen, and Fong Min stood with the GSSA team on the rooftop of the GSSA building on Earth at sunset. The setting sun cast a red glow on the warships docked in the distance. Min looked into Huyen's eyes, saying softly, "We don't know what awaits us, but we won't falter. Peace must be maintained, and if necessary, we'll commit ourselves again for the future." Final scene. The spaceship Prometheus II departed from the spaceport, heading toward Proxima Centauri, carrying a delegation of Interplanetary Union officers on their first foreign mission to investigate the Xeno-Dravari threat. The words appeared. Peace was never a destination, but a journey, and the road ahead remains long. Humanity had temporarily defeated Surre, but the vast universe still held many dangers. The story closed with a promise of adventures and struggles to maintain balance for eternity. From his command chair on the bridge of the Prometheus II, Min gazed at the distant stars. The ship accelerated smoothly away from Earth, its engines a soft hum of advanced technology. In the view screen, Earth diminished to a blue jewel against the blackness. "Navigation confirms we're on optimal trajectory to Proxima Centauri," reported the helm officer. "Estimated arrival in 37 days, using standard propulsion." Min nodded. The quantum compass technology could have shortened the journey to hours, but the potential space-time distortions made such usage too dangerous for routine travel. Its power remained carefully regulated, reserved for emergencies only. Huyen entered the bridge, data tablet in hand. Though her official role was diplomatic, her scientific expertise made her invaluable to the mission. Their reconciliation had surprised many colleagues, but those who knew them well understood they had never stopped loving each other. They had simply needed time to align their visions. The latest analysis of the Xeno-Dravari transmissions suggests a highly advanced civilization, she said, taking the seat beside him. Their energy signatures indicate technology, at least a century beyond Surre capabilities. "A century beyond the empire that nearly destroyed us," Min murmured. "Does humanity ever get to catch its breath?" Huyen's hand found his, a small gesture of comfort, visible only to them. "That's why we're here, to ensure that breath isn't our last." The bridge fell quiet, as officers focused on their duties, the enormity of their mission settling over them. They were the first human delegation to venture beyond the solar neighborhood, carrying the hopes and fears of billions. Fong Min entered, now a confident young officer whose appointment to this mission had raised eyebrows among the brass. Nepotism accusations had circulated until his exemplary service record silenced critics. He stood at attention before his father. "Colonel, the defense systems check is complete. All weapons platforms are operational and calibrated." Min smiled slightly. "Thank you, Lieutenant. And the diplomatic package prepared by Dr. Huyen's team? Ready for transmission upon first contact, sir." As Fong moved to his station, Min watched with quiet pride. His son had grown into a fine officer, balancing his father's strategic mind with his mother's diplomatic instincts. The vastness of space stretched before them, filled with unknown wonders and dangers. The defeat of Surre had united humanity as never before. But Min knew better than to assume peace would last. History taught that peace was not the natural state of intelligent species. It required constant vigilance and renewal. "The Prometheus II is ready to make history," Commodore Reyes announced from Earth via subspace communication. "Colonel Min, Dr. Huyen, the Interplanetary Union places its trust in you. Make contact, establish dialogue, assess the threat. But above all, return safely. We've lost enough heroes already." "Understood, Commodore," Min replied. "We'll be cautious." As the transmission ended, Huyen leaned closer. "Do you think they're watching us now? The Xenodravari?" "Almost certainly," Min said. "Just as we would watch any approaching vessel." "And what do you think they see?" Min considered the question. "A species that survived its first interstellar confrontation. A people who chose unity over submission. Perhaps they're curious. Perhaps they're afraid. Or perhaps," Huyen suggested, "they see potential allies against something worse than Surre." The stars streamed past as the Prometheus II accelerated to cruising velocity. Whatever awaited them at Proxima Centauri would shape humanity's future for generations. The cycle of conflict and peace would continue. But with each cycle came growth and understanding. Min gave the order to engage the long-range sensors, sweeping the path ahead for any sign of the mysterious Xenodravari. Humanity's journey among the stars had only just begun, and he intended to ensure it continued long after his time had passed. The peace they had won against Surre was precious, but even more valuable was the knowledge that united, humanity could face whatever challenges the universe presented, not as conquerors, not as victims, but as explorers seeking their rightful place among the stars. "Course steady," reported the navigation officer. "All systems nominal." Min exchanged a glance with Huyen, then looked to their son at his station. 3 generations of humanity's best hope, bound together by blood and purpose. "Proceed," he ordered. "Let's see what waits for us out there." The Prometheus II surged forward into the unknown, carrying the dreams of Earth toward the stars.